I'm a yoga teacher now, but when I started, I couldn't touch my toes. I couldn't sit cross-legged without my knees screaming. And child's pose, that's the pose that everyone says is supposed to feel restful. And for me, it felt like punishment. I was stiff, and so then I was skeptical. I was absolutely convinced that yoga wasn't for bodies like mine. And so, how did I go from that to teaching yoga full time and then owning a yoga studio? So, let me tell you my story because it sounds like yours probably. And I want you to know that there's a way through. I didn't start yoga because I wanted to be flexible. I started yoga because I was playing sports and I kept getting injured. I was always pulling hamstrings. I have really tight hips. I was always having lower back pain that just wouldn't quit. And one of my friends thought that maybe I should try yoga. There was a class that was starting near us and we could go together. So I did it. I'm social, so that's how I am. But I want to be clear, I had zero interest in the spiritual stuff. I wasn't looking for enlightenment. I wasn't trying to find myself. I just wanted to stop getting injured. That was it. That was my whole mission. It's very practical. It's not glamorous, but that was it. That's what got me through the door. Because when you have a reason that's bigger than your discomfort, it's easier to show up. And I wasn't there to be good at yoga. I was there to take care of my body so I could keep playing the sports I loved. And that made all the difference. My first yoga class was not great. I walked in and immediately I felt out of place. I brought the wrong kind of mat. I wasn't wearing what anybody else was wearing, and everybody else seemed to know the routine. They all had their spots, and everybody seemed to move together. Like they all knew the routine, they all knew the poses, and it felt like they had all been doing it for 1,000 years. And I'm over here like, where does my leg go? What's a vinyasa? What language is everybody speaking? And why is everybody breathing so loud? I couldn't touch my toes. I couldn't sit cross-legged. And when the teacher said rest in child's pose, I thought, this is supposed to be restful? You people are crazy. My hips were so tight that basically I was just in all fours. My head wasn't touching the ground, and I felt like I was doing everything wrong. But here's the thing, I didn't quit. Not because I loved it, I didn't, but because I knew why I was going there. I had a purpose. I got up in the morning, met my buddy, and she and I headed on over. And we went really early in the morning because we both had kids that had to go to school. We had jobs. I just didn't want to get injured. And that mattered more than my ego. So I kept showing up, and then slowly, very slowly, things started to shift. So what things were changing for me? One, I was lucky. I found a teacher who taught modifications, who it wasn't an afterthought, but it was the main instruction. He'd say, here's the pose. Here's how to make it work for your tight hamstrings. Here's how to make it work for your belly. Here's how to make it work for your shoulder injury. Here's how to make it work for your hips. That was it. He was just very matter of fact about it. And so I just thought that's the way yoga was, that you just made it work for your body. And so I was very fortunate. Number two, I had to stop comparing myself to everybody else. I had to stop looking around the room to see what everybody else was doing. And again, my instructor was really good because he would correct us immediately. Stop looking over there, stop looking over there, and start paying attention to what's going on with your body, because that's the only body that mattered. And that shift really helped me because he was right. What was going on with my body was all that mattered. And then the third thing was I gave it time. I didn't get flexible overnight. I didn't fall in love with yoga after one class, but after months, I noticed that I could bend forward a little further. My lower back didn't hurt as much. And I also felt more connected to my body when I was doing other things. And eventually I realized I wasn't tolerating going to my yoga class. I actually started to like it. Not because I got good at it, because I learned how to make it work for me, and I love the way it made me feel. So I'm sure you know why I'm telling you all this. Because maybe my story sounds a little bit like yours. Maybe you're a little stiff, maybe you're a little skeptical, and you're not sure if yoga is for you. And I want you to know it is. You just need the right teachers. And that's why we created Yoga That Fits Your Body. Because we know not everybody can come to our studio in Nampa. We wish you could, because we would make you feel good. But we created this program so that in the comfort of your home, you could have a program that'll help you learn how to make the poses work for your body, how to figure out what feels right, so that if you do decide you want to go practice with other people, you don't need to have somebody helping you or telling you, because you'll already know. We show you 28 foundational poses so you can walk into any yoga class or practice at home, and you'll actually know what you're doing. It's $7, it's lifetime access, and it's designed for people who were told they're too stiff. Maybe you're the one who told yourself you're too stiff, but you're not. You just need a teacher who gets it. The link's in the description. Let us be your teachers. You just need to start just like I did.